Hey, good morning, everyone. Morning. It is Wednesday, September 27th, right? So I hope everyone is doing well. We got some news overnight, right? Market yesterday slipped a little aggressively down to our 4305 region right now, kind of climbing up on the overnight session, and we'll talk a little more about that and what that entails. We have some things in the news, right, in terms of individual stocks, in terms of AI in general, right? And then we're going to just dive into what we got cooking. So we have Amazon, right? Amazon dropped pretty aggressively yesterday. We dropped about 4% as it was formally sued by the FTC in 17 states on charges that it used anti competitive strategies to maintain its monopoly power, as widely expected, right? The lawsuit claimed that the e-commerce giant's actions blocked competitors and sellers from lowering prices, overcharged sellers, and prevented rivals from fairly competing. Right, the lawsuit is wrong on the facts that and the law that, and we look forward to making that the court case. So that's what Amazon responded in a statement. And this landmark antitrust suit, as Amazon controls about 40% of the e-commerce market. So the wasn't that always the case, right? I don't know too much, but I feel like sellers on Amazon, if their products did well, they just get copied by Amazon and just shelved. So I feel like there's some truth to that. Obviously, it's a little surprising that, in fact, that this came out recently. But Amazon, in terms of a longer term component, right? We've seen that tech has been dropping individually a bit here, right? It hasn't been anything crazy. Amazon's one of those names that's been dropping a little more aggressively. But if we take a look at NASDAQ and the triple Qs, right, it hasn't necessarily been as weak, excuse me, as the overall S&P. So there could be some kind of opportunities that come from a rug pull on these larger tech names, which I'm going to be watching and navigating over the next few weeks here as we get into October seasonality into Q4, which typically is a very strong quarter in the market, right? We also have retail, right? Retail's on the rise in the news again for rising theft this time again, right? So Target will shutter nine underperforming close out nine underperforming stores in the US on October 21st due to increased violence and organized retail crime at the locations. The store customers are expected to have a positive impact on margins, but retail theft has been on the rise in the US, climbing about nearly 20% last year, according to the National Retail Federation. The top five areas that were affected were Los Angeles, San Francisco / Oakland, Houston, New York, and Seattle. Other retailers such as Dick's Sporting Goods, right, Lowe's, Macy's have also pointed at a rise in crime as a factor of reduced earnings and the expected trend to continue. Right? It's wasn't there this law passed in the U.S. Right? You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but wasn't there a law in the U.S. that passed that there's no like real criminal offense if there's theft under like $950 or something? There was some guy in New York that increased all of his prices to like $1,000 at a convenience store, uh, and obviously like he had a coupon to bring it back to its regular price. But it's the crazy stuff that people got to do for this now. And then we have AI, right? The Central Intelligence Agencies, the CIA, is slated to roll out a new software tool to help it sift through the mountain of publicly available data akin to ChatGPT, the popular chatbot created by Microsoft, backed OpenAI. So the CIA did not say what model it will use to train the tool or how it will protect data from getting out onto the internet, but the model will be available to 18 different government agencies, including FBI, NSA. ChatGPT has taken the world by storm ever since its launch, resulting in an explosion of investment in generative AI. And most recently, Spotify yesterday that we talked about is getting into that sphere as well. OpenAI has reportedly held talks with investors about an existing share sale that could value around $90 billion. So that's what we got in terms of some of the news that came out over the last bit. Realistically, we should take a look at what this market is doing, the S&P 500, as we're climbing from yesterday's 4305, right? The 4305 marked the lows of yesterday, and now we're up about 30 handles, 25 handles from that region, climbing back above that mid 20, right, 25 area. We're now above it, actually holding its support to see if we can get that push to the upside, right? A lot of people were looking at this area as a potential low, along with that 4294. So these areas are opening up some of this bounce for the market. We'll see if it gets resold. Realistically, we're still below the 4340, 4343 distribution block, where price would do well to establish a large sell from that area to push us back down, but moves back above, we could be changing in-term structure for the time being. So keep an eye on 43, 35, 36 as a major resistance, and the order flow pivot on the day is 43.25 to 23, where it's going to be tougher if we're above that level for sellers to come into the market, in my opinion. So I'm going to be looking to see if they can actually hold a distribution top to sell into that, so we can get another leg. But it's been multiple sell days. Seeing some kind of sideways to upside action isn't necessarily out of the ordinary. The thing with that is, right, I wanted to see if we can get a dead cat bounce earlier in the week, but we got a very limited upside on Monday, right? And then yesterday was downside-esque. Today could be a little more of a range day battle. That's what I'll be looking for. We're going to open up our live trading room to break this down and see what we have cooking in the market today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Check out tradeproacademy.com for our free futures course, as well as community.tradeproacademy to find our Discord. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the day. Let's see what we got. We're in a mixed area right now, off the lows and in the midpoint of the distribution. So let's trade lightly and softly to start the session, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, and thank you.